have been happy to give possession to AC Milan. But now the classic Christmas tree formation has changed with two forwards. It might what should be a classic 4-4-2 formation for Ancelotti. Gila playing alongside Inzaghi up front. Siena unchanged for the second half, as you would expect. Give you a quick rundown of the sides. Siena with Eleftheropoulos in goal. Rossettini in his debut at right back alongside Portanova, Loria and Grimi. In midfield, Yaroli, Vergassola and Galoppa. Very impressive in the first 45 minutes. As against Siena on the attack, it's Ancelotti, now Gurkuf. Gurkuf again. One might have thought a candidate for the substitution. It's Gattuso, of all players, who hasn't made it out for the second half, maybe suffering from exhaustion after his exertions for Italy over the week. 2 games, one against France and then against the Ukraine, as well as a lot of travelling, and also with Benfica in the Champions League on Tuesday. Carlo Ancelotti has taken off who was captain, Gattuso, now replaced by Kaladze, it seems. Kaladze, who's howler, it must be said, as well as Didas, set up the opening goal for Siena. Macaroni, the goal scorer, even if it was in an offside position when the shot from Bucchi was spilled by the Brazilian goalkeeper. So 4-4-2 for Milan. Well, Siena play with a 4-3-3, as I said, in midfield. Yaroli, Vergassola and Galoppa, supported up front by Di Ceglie. Macaroni, the goal scorer, and Bucchi as Macaroni. To Grimi, flies it into the penalty area, and Cafu lets it bounce once before falling into the arms of Dida. And Milan have Dida in goal, Cafu, Nesta, Kaladze, Favalli. No longer Gattuso. We'll have in midfield Gurkuf, Emerson, Brocchi and Sedov, and now Inzaghi and Gilardino up front. Eleftheropoulos also forced into a good save from a Sedov shot at the end of the first half, when it might have been going wide of target, but the Greek goalkeeper didn't want to take any risks, knocked out for a corner kick. Gurkuf, Emerson, again to Gurkuf, now Favalli. Gurkuf trying to create space big side on the left hand side, gets the pass from Emerson. Still Gurkuf up against 2 Siena players for a free kick. The ball breaks to Gilardino, rolls it back to Emerson. Square to Brocchi, now Sedov and Nesta. Still coming forward, Nesta does it fancy a shot from the edge of the penalty area, back heel to Cafu, cross to the penalty area, headed away by Loria. Now the counter-attack. Macaroni looking for Bucchi, but Cafu has plenty of time for the pass back to Dida. Now Kaladze. Emerson, slightly hunched back in his run. Sedov, pass cut out by Vergassola. Now Macaroni, used to the hand as he controlled the ball there. Free kick for AC Milan, quickly taken. Emerson through the middle, Gilardino, he's back to goal. Slides it into the path of Gurkuf. Back to number 19, Favalli. Return pass for Gurkuf. Fancy the shot, he's going for the chip towards the far post, but Inzaghi made his run into the middle. Gurkuf apologises. Maybe an intelligent cross by Gurkuf, as Gilardino was already in the middle. Inzaghi could have stuck out on the far post, but comes to nothing. The AC Milan attack in the second half. Now we decide a goal down here against Siena. Goal scored by Macaroni in the 24th minute. Surprise scoreline as Siena look for their first points of the new campaign. To take the pressure off their coach Mandolini. Lovely 1-2. Di Ceglie continues his run, but he can't reach it. Enterprising stuff nonetheless by Siena. Nesta Gurkuf. Remember, this fixture last season finished with 7 goals. 2 by Ronaldo. Oliveira also scored. Now on loan at Zaragoza in Spain. Caroni scored 2 for Siena. He's got the break of the ball again here. As a counter-attack for Siena. Feeds Buki, edge of the penalty area. Siena, he's front 2. First time they've linked up this season. Buki, a late signing from Napoli. Called up late to the squad. Vergassola. Di Ceglie. Slides it into the penalty area. Headed away by Kaladze. Still breaks to Yarolin. His cross takes a deflection into the arms of Dida. And now Seedorf. Counter-attack for AC Milan. End-to-end stuff here at the start of the second half. Clarence Seedorf. Took over the number 10 shirt from Rui Costa. The Portuguese playmaker left it. Go back home to Benfica. But it's passed there by Seedorf. Cut out by the Siena defence. Galoppa into midfield. Vergassola holds off the challenge of Favalli. Still Vergassola. Showed too much of it there to Kaladze. Already a throw in for AC Milan. You see the substitutes on the bench in a hurry to get the game back underway for AC Milan. Players such as Jankulovski. 2 goals for his country in the 2 games. One, the winner against the Republic of Ireland on Wednesday. Now Gurkuf. Seedorf. Favalli. Gurkuf, lovely spin it into the penalty. The referee gets in the way. Gurkuf first to react. Seedorf. Emerson. For a 1 to the edge of the penalty area. Gonzaghi trying to turn. Runs into the wall of Portanova. Now the counter-attack with Siena. Macarone taking on Kaladze. Still Macarone. Pass into the path of Galoppa. Experience of Cafu. Down by his own corner flag, but confident possession. Cafu. Nesta. Brocchi. Kaladze. Emerson. Free is Gurkuf. Is Seedorf in support on the left-hand side. Into the penalty area. Gilardino is back to goal. Tries to filter it back to Seedorf. Read by Yarolin. The check. Player hits it forward. Buki gets the break off Kaladze. Leaves it for Macaroni. And the 2 players run into each other. And Favalli somehow comes away in possession for AC Milan. Now Brocchi. Gurkuf back to Brocchi. AC Milan trying to pick up the pace slightly. But the Siena defence well organised. Loria calling them to step forward. Inzaghi seemed to be an offside position, and eventually the referee does notice his assistant's flag. Free kick to Siena. You can see Loria marshalling his defence, catching Inzaghi offside. It's a dangerous game to play with Pippo Inzaghi. There will be one occasion in the match where he will spring the trap. Bucchi climbing over Nesta, and a free kick for AC Milan. Remember, Siena 1, AC Milan 0. AC Milan after 2 games sitting on 4 points. Siena after 2 games pointless, alongside other fellow Tuscan sides, Empoli and Livorno. Seedorf holds off the challenge. Excellent run by Seedorf. Inzaghi gets in the way of the Holland international. Bucchi. Galoppa. Caught by Cafu from behind. On the ball though, Cafu. And still Cafu. Trying to sprint forward. Free kick. As Di Ceglie worked back in defence. And a free kick. Was it Galoppa? With the tackle from behind on Marcos Cafu. The 37-year-old down injured is Galoppa, who's been booked. The substitution here for Siena. Number 7, Mario Frick. And Buki has done well considering he hasn't trained much with his new team. Played by Frick, classic centre forward. Swiss-born Liechtenstein international. Mario Frick. He'll play a target man alongside Macaroni. Free kick by AC Milan, headed away easily by the Siena defence. That was a crude challenge on Galoppa by Gurkov. No intent to do any harm. It could have been a sore one. Free kick for Siena. Comfortably holding on to the goal lead with the 10 minutes of the second half already gone. Eleftheropoulos with a goal kick. Macaroni wins the header, but it breaks to Kaladze. Emerson. Back to his fellow countryman Cafu, who hits it long, looking for the run of Inzaghi. Loria with a header. Grimi. Siena working hard in defence, closing down the spaces, denying Inzaghi and Gilardino room to run. Cafu allowed to keep possession by Emerson. Gurkov playing in the centre of midfield. Remember, Gattuso hasn't come out for the second half, replaced by Inzaghi as AC Milan goes searching for the equaliser. Gurkov to Emerson. Still Emerson, remember, AC Milan this evening without Ronaldo, who's still injured. His knee injury still not clearing up, and whereas it should have been only 5 days, is now stretching out to a month, and nobody knows quite when he will be back. Ronaldo, but that's a long-term problem. Well, short-term, they're without Kaká, Pirlo and Oddo after international duty in the week. Kaká has scored 3 out of 4 goals so far for AC Milan in Serie A. And Pirlo, who is without doubt the most important playmaker for the side, not even being called up, while Ambrosini and Jankulovski are on the bench. Players also involved in international duty. And so far AC Milan are paying the price. They're a goal down against Siena. And Siena seem comfortable with their goal advantage. Macaroni trying to put pressure on Kaladze, and he does enough to earn a throw-in for the side. The referee, however, awards a free kick for the push by Macaroni into the back of Kaladze. And now Emerson, is he allowed to run basically up to the halfway point of the Siena halfway, and then meets the black and white wall. Cafu. Fedorf. Gurkov. To the left hand side to Favalli. Gurkov. Brocchi. Patient build up, but once again, by the time the midfield have filtered back for Siena, AC Milan need to get past 8 men in front of them. Positioned in front of the 18-yard line. Ancelotti knows he has a difficult task in his hands to break down the Siena defence. Jankulovski is going to be his second option. He'll come on for Favalli on the left-hand side. Jankulovski full of running, also scored a wonderful goal in the European Super Cup against Sevilla. And so he is on form, Jankulovski. Also Ambrosini is on the bench. He could come on with an aerial threat towards the end of the match. as he did in the equivalent fixture last season. It was his presence inside the area that led to the fourth and final goal for AC Milan in that 4-3 thriller. Emerson with a long pass into the penalty area. Gilardino chases it down, but made a mistake in trying to cross the ball first time into the penalty area. Time to turn outside of the penalty area. That shows you the player under pressure. He hasn't been given any kind of decent supply though. Jankulovski, after an hour, comes on in place of Favalli, 35-year-old Favalli. Ex-Lazio, as well as Inter. Favalli. An ordinary game, but now they need something extraordinary to get them back into it, AC Milan. So Jankulovski has been given the task of creating something down the left-hand side. Seedorf fouls Vergasolo in midfield, free kick for Siena. Captain Portanova. Rossettini, long up the touchline, headed away by Jankulovski. It's for action in the match. Czech international. Yarolin, fellow countryman. Emerson wins back possession, almost caught at the edge of the penalty area, breaks the challenge though. Still Emerson. Seedorf under pressure, back pass by Emerson. Macaroni, Freak, back into Yarolin. Emerson with the touch on his own goal line. It's going to fall once again to Yarolin with a shot over the crossbar by the ex-Slavia Prague player. Again, AC Milan not clearing their lines well. Mistake once again by Kaladze. Yarolin with a shot over the crossbar. Seedorf to Jankulovski. Again the run by Gurkov. He seemed to be pushed over by Rossettini, but no free kick. As I said, young Rossettini, 22 years old, cost a whole of €75,000 from Padova, and he can be well pleased with his Serie A debut. Goal kick for Siena. Still one goal up. Crucial goal, which would see them off the bottom of the table and would deny AC Milan the chance to go top, albeit for a couple of hours, 12 hours or so. As tomorrow, current leaders Juventus and Roma go out in game day 3. Header away by Portanova. Brocchi trying to insert Cafu, watched by Diceglie, and now Grimi, the AC Milan own player, stopped by Brocchi. Emerson pushing it forward into the path of Cafu, and Loria comes across. Crunching challenge from ex-Cagliari and Atalanta centre half. Cafu to Seedorf. Shows too much of it. To Diceglie. Very skillful Diceglie. And as I said, a free kick. Experience there from the youngster. And we're only 20 years old, Paolo Diceglie. Last season, 8 games for Juventus in Serie B. Now on loan at Siena. Loria will take the free kick eventually. And a final substitution, the one that I called not so long since. Ambrosini coming on. Coming on for Emerson. Emerson, the more defensive midfielder, replaced by Ambrosini, who certainly does have more in the way of attacking stature, tall, powerful in the air. Ambrosini will be used with these cross balls into the penalty area. So far, Inzaghi and Gilardino have still been denied any kind of real supply from midfield. Midfield made up now of Brocchi on position now, Seedorf, Gourcuff. Cafu swings in the cross, and Ambrosini. Two changes to midfield by Ancelotti. Gattuso not making his way back after the first half, replaced by Inzaghi and Gilardino. Now with a striking partner, but neither of them have been given any kind of supply. No chances inside the penalty area for AC Milan in the second half. Eleftheropoulos, who was forced into at least half a dozen stops in the first half, 2 in the first minute from Gilardino. As a quiet second half, as AC Milan failed to find that extra gear to put Siena under pressure, and Siena quite happily to coast with his 1-0 lead so far. It was the first major surprise of the new season. Rossettini back to Yarolim. Tussle between Macaroni and Kaladze. No free kick as Yarolim now gives it to Galoppa. Screws the shot wide, but again showing the confidence of Daniele Galoppa. Had a good first half and from an attacking point of view. In the second half, obviously asked by his coach Andrea Mandorlini to sit back, cover in defence, cover the defence from midfield. As you can see him now, the top of your picture, running back to sit just in front of the penalty area. As another AC Milan attack breaks down. Vergassola to Galoppa. And now Grimi. Leandro Grimi, 22 years old, playing his third full game for Siena. Thus matching the entire season last year with AC Milan. Jankulovski, one of the players keeping Grimi out of first team action at AC Milan. Ambrosini through the middle, finds Gilardino, back to Ambrosini. First time pass to the left hand side to Jankulovski. Now Gourcuff being shown inside by Yarolim. Leaves it for Brocchi. Back to Gourcuff. Seedorf. AC Milan trying to create something at the edge of the penalty. Seedorf with a lovely chip into the box, and it Eleftheropoulos quickly off his goal line. He's been caught by Inzaghi. Inzaghi quick to react. Didn't expect the goalkeeper to be so quickly off his goal line. Excellent reading of the match by the goalkeeper. Inzaghi expecting a chance to get the ball under control before unleashing the shot, but Eleftheropoulos was so quick and he caught the studs of Inzaghi in the top of his head. And a throw one for the goalkeeper. But his positioning was all important as he raced off his goal line, knowing that he gave Inzaghi any kind of chance inside the penalty area, he'll punish it. So far, Siena defence has stood tall. The goalkeeper still receiving treatment. Eleftheropoulos favoured ahead of Manninger for the start of this match. Manninger, who played the previous 2 games. And he really was blameless for the goals against Roma, the Austrian goalkeeper. But Mandorlini has preferred the Greek. Number 1, the 31-year-old, ex-Messina, as I said, Olympiacos for 8 years before he decided to embark on his Italian adventure. We've just seen him at Messina, Ascoli, AC Milan for a brief period. And now Siena. Man in your pictures, 47-year-old Andrea Mandorlini, as I said. In the season 2003-2041, promotion to Serie A with Atalanta. He was then allowed only 14 games in the top flight before being fired. Following year, he coached Bologna in the second division, Serie B. before dropping down another league to C1 with Padova. But the new board of directors at Siena have decided that Mandolini is the man to keep Siena in Serie A. Siena, who survived in Serie A thanks to a last gasp win in the final game of the season against Lazio last season. Goal scored by ex-Lazio defender Negro, who's been released by the club. Cafu, Nesta, Seedorf, Ambrosini caught there by De Ceglie. A free kick for AC Milan. Ambrosini shouldn't take it, he should be making his way into the penalty area. In fact, he does. Crunching tackle by De Ceglie. Free kick for AC Milan, still a goal down into the final 20 minutes of the match. Siena 1, AC Milan 0. Are we up for the first surprise of the new season? It's the pressure of squad rotation when you play on two important fronts: Championship football and Champions League football. Seedorf with a free kick, headed away by the Siena defence. Once again standing firm. Brocchi to Gurkuf. Back to Brocchi. Cross into the penalty area. Laid off by Ambrosini. Jankulovski. Cafu to the right hand side to Clarence Seedorf. Seedorf waiting for the arrival of Cafu. Eventually comes. Cross, block, corner kick for AC Milan. Now time to put pressure on the Siena defence, but still unable to create any real goal scoring opportunity inside the penalty area. Seedorf into the penalty area. It's cleared off the line by the Siena defence from Ambrosini. Inzaghi jumped and he missed it, but Ambrosini was there and he bounced and he got the touch. Knocked it goalwards, but it was cleared off the line. And a yellow card for Jankulovski as he catches Macaroni on the counter-attack for Siena. An acceptable booking for Jankulovski as his side were pushing forward. They were uncovered in the back, at the back, and Jankulovski sliding in, catching Macaroni. But just at the other end, it was Ambrosini who directed the ball goal-bound, and Yarolim cleared off his own goal line. The 31-year-old Czech player signed on a free transfer in the summer, at the right place at the right time to knock the ball off the goal line, which keeps Siena 1 goal up against the Champions League winners of last season and one of the favourites for the title this year. Macaroni still receiving treatment. As Carlo Ancelotti looks on, another substitution for Siena. Corvia will come on. Daniele Corvia, 22 years old. Another player picked up from the Roma youth ranks. Couldn't make it into the Roma first team squad. And he's been bought outright by Siena in the summer. And Macaroni hasn't been able to continue. The goal scorer, his third goal in 2 games here against AC Milan. This time is a deciding goal. Is it worth 3 points for the home side? Their first 3 points of the season. They'll take them off the foot of the table and will be a knock to AC Milan's championship hopes. It's still early in the season though. Gurkuf knocks her up the touchline. Gilardino can't get there. Rossettini Yarolim. Freak. Corvia. No free kick. The referee, Banti, quite happy with the challenge from Kaladze. And AC Milan coming forward now down the right-hand side. Cafu for Ambrosini. Cross into the penalty area. Inzaghi trying to backpedal, but headed away by Rossettini once again for Siena. And against Rossettini is another AC Milan player down. It's another free kick. Siena players now beginning to get a little bit uptight. Pressure from having this one goal advantage. So the challenge from substitute Corvia. And a free kick for AC Milan. Vergassola, the captain, trying to explain its size opinion as Mandolini, the coach, encourages everybody back into the defensive position as AC Milan go looking for the equaliser. Movement, all the players inside the penalty area, and it was Gourcuff righted the free kick with Kaladze at the far post. It was Brocchi with the free kick. Kaladze, Ambrosini and Gilardino all crowding inside the penalty area, but none of them could get a touch. And a goal kick for Siena. Eletropoulos beginning to take an extra few seconds. Player who's recovered from the head knock received from a stray boot of Filippo Inzaghi. One of three second-half substitutes for AC Milan. Seedorf gets the break of the ball. Quickly gives it out to Gourcuff. Cross blocked by Rossettini. Gourcuff once again disappointed with his delivery. Could have been much quicker though. Good defending by Rossettini. Corner kick for AC Milan. Still pressing for this equaliser. Over the half-hour mark in the second half. Time running out for their away side. Corner kick. Gourcuff swings it in. Is a dangerous one once again. The Siena defence somehow get it clear, and the counter-attack is on. Galoppa sprinting forward. It's 4 against 2. But the ball is overhead by Galoppa. Vergassola is not the fastest player in Serie A. Brocchi gives it back to Dida, and the AC Milan keeper clears his lines. The possession is with centre half Loria. Again to Galoppa, covering plenty of ground in this match. Number 14 Galoppa. Di Ceglie up against Cafu. He gets the cross in, headed away by Kaladze. Ambrosini up the touchline to Seedorf. Back to Ambrosini. His pass is behind Jankulovski, forcing the Czech international to turn back before coming up to the halfway line. He leaves possession with Brocchi. Ambrosini back to Brocchi. Again, Siena quite happy, leaving AC Milan possession in midfield. They've dragged everybody back into defensive position. Seedorf. Gilardino keeps possession. Forced back. Cafu with a cross to the penalty area, headed away by Portanova. Brocchi, quick ball out to Jankulovski. Now Gourcuff on the left-hand side. Gourcuff, lovely skill by Gourcuff. There's a cross to the penalty area. Seedorf jumps, but the header is over the crossbar. Good skill by Gourcuff on the left-hand side. Cross into the penalty area. And with 3 AC Milan players queuing up at the far post, it was Seedorf who climbed highest, but his header over the crossbar. And Siena hold on to their advantage. AC Milan showing no signs of panic. Gourcuff apparently fouled there. The ball is out for a throw into AC Milan. Brocchi just inside his own half. Gives it to Nesta, crosses the halfway line. Seedorf. Oh, possession going through Clarence Seedorf at the moment. Inzaghi trying to flick it into the path of Gilardino. Cleared away by the Siena defence. Final touch came off Grimi as he tried to clear his lines, but throw in for AC Milan halfway inside the Siena half. Nesta. Still Nesta. Cafu. Cross blocked. It's taking a deflection to the penalty area. Headed away by Loria. Still up high. Still not cleared. Nesta challenging. And now Kaladze halfway inside the Siena half. He lifts it forward again to the edge of the penalty area. Gilardino out jumped by Portanova. Still Gilardino knocks it back to the path of Sedov. Is being brought down just at the edge of the penalty area. Just outside the penalty area. Free kick for AC Milan. The Siena wall will be as far back as possible. There is no Andrea Pirlo, remember, there is no Ricky Kaká. AC Milan are paying the consequences up front for a lack of invention. But here a free kick right in front of the goal of Eleftheropoulos of Siena. Remember, Siena lead by a goal to nil. The goal was scored in 24 minutes by Macaroni in the first half, after a defensive blunder by both Dida and Kaladze. Second half they've been under no real pressure, Siena, but AC Milan beginning to step up in midfield with Ambrosini now on in place of Emerson. And it's Ambrosini who's causing problems in the middle of the Siena wall. He's been spoken to by the referee. Ambrosini declaring his innocence. He's happy to stand in front of the wall. Brocchi, Gurkov, Sedorf is laid back to Sedorf. There's a shot. It's just over the crossbar. So close to the equalising goal. Eleftheropoulos was rooted to the spot. Well worked free kick. Gurkov touching it back to Brocchi, who then stopped it for Sedorf, and he curled it over the wall, but just over the crossbar. And the chance goes a-begging. It remains Siena 1, AC Milan 0. Kaladze to Brocchi. Jankulovski. Nesta. Beyond the halfway point, inside the Siena half. To show you how far back Siena have pushed their entire midfield. Jankulovski crossing to the penalty area. Gilardino trying to get the flick on. Is up high inside the box. Ambrosini jumping with Loria. Panic stations at the moment for Siena in defence. Galoppa just hooks it clear. And it breaks in midfield to Nesta. He was caught there. It was a late challenge. Nesta caught by Vergassola. And a booking for the Siena captain. Siena now under pressure here, under siege, you would say, from AC Milan, as the Rossoneri go pushing for this equaliser. Siena also sitting deep, and maybe they'll pay the price for their lack of attacking play in the second half, but you can understand. As a final substitution, Correa will come on, number 5. Not yet, he's still standing on the touchline as Brocchi gives it to Gurkov, who flies in a long cross, and Eleftheropoulos has plenty of time to watch the flight of the ball, comes and claims it. Confident goalkeeping once again by the goalkeeper. He could be making the performance of the season for himself, as he'll stake his claim for the first team spot. And Mandorlini cannot but have been impressed by the 31-year-old Greek goalkeeper. Diceglie for Siena holds off Cafu. Galoppa, Vergassola steps forward out of danger inside his own half. Grimi for Siena to Diceglie. Kipioppi against Nesta. Good skill by the youngster. Gives it back to Galoppa. Wonderful play by Diceglie. Crossing to the penalty area by Galoppa. Cleared away by Jankulovski. And now Ambrosini on the counter-attack. Sedorf turns, looks for his options, finds it through Ambrosini on the right-hand side. Cross breaks back to Ambrosini, lifts into the penalty area. Sedorf. Gurkov Positions himself, shot, saved. Once again by Lefteropoulos, again no real power behind the shot of the young French midfielder. Lovely sidestep, but he shot straight at the goalkeeper. But AC Milan certainly creating more problems in these final stages of the match, heading up to the final 5 minutes of normal time. Siena 1, AC Milan 0. First shock is on the cards. Gilardino with an attempted pass just doesn't come off. And the player's confidence is low. Even the most simple things appear difficult. Nesta. Kaladze. Jankulovski. Seedorf just lifts it forward to the edge of the penalty area, where Siena have thrown in 4 players. And Loria jumped highest to head it away. Kaladze. Grimi this time heads away the danger. Galoppa. There's Di Ceglie. Still Di Ceglie holds off Cafu. Kodrea making space up front as Yarolim and Di Ceglie try to work on opening, but Jankulovski denies his fellow countryman Yarolim, who's had an impressive second half. Hard working, no frills kind of player. Gurkov, still Gurkov. Seedorf arrives. The left hand side cross to the penalty area, punched away by Lefteropoulos. And Siena will be happy just to take the ball out of defence. Give the back four a breather. Vergassola. AC Milan not closing down the spaces. Galoppa. Vergassola. Coming forward with a shot. It's blocked. But it was Mario Frick. Second half substitute for Siena. Jankulovski. His teammates would have liked Frick to keep possession. Jankulovski coming inside. Stopped by Yarolim. And again it's a 23, number 23. With a nice turn in midfield. Maintaining possession for the home side. Again Yarolim. Simple pass this time. Cut out by Nesta. Now Brocchi over the halfway line for AC Milan. Seedorf. Touch for Gurkov, gives it back to Seedorf, but Galoppa cuts across and just hooks the ball out of play. Eventually, the final substitution for Siena as Kodrea is ready to come on for Yarolim. Number 23. Luca Yarolim, 31 years old. He's played an important part in this game so far for Siena. Can't say it's a win yet, they still got a couple of minutes plus stoppage time, but Siena are leading against AC Milan in game day 3 of Serie A. Vergassola for the home side. Di Ceglie. His galloping run. Gives it back to the new substitute, Kodrea. Bought outright from Palermo in the summer. Galoppa hits it into the penalty area. Dida comes and takes. And AC Milan coming forward once again as we head into the final minute of normal time. Jankulovski. Gurkov. Coming inside, being watched by Frick. Still Gurkov. Nesta. Kaladze. Flights it towards the edge of the penalty area. Ambrosini got the flick, but Gilardino and Inzaghi, neither of them in position to take the flick from Ambrosini. There's another long ball into the penalty area. Ambrosini once again jumping, again trying to get the flick onto his two front men. But this time is Lefteropoulos once again out of his goal line, smothering the danger inside his penalty area. Siena 1, AC Milan 0. Siena heading for their first points of the season. AC Milan will remain on 4 after 3 games, 1 win, 1 draw, and so far 1 defeat. There's a crunching tackle by Graham. He seemed to make contact with the ball, but then he certainly made contact with the player. The player was Clarence Seedorf, is still down injured. Graham, such an innocent face. 5 minutes of stoppage time to be added on here at the second half, as shown by the 4th official, Airoldi, an experienced referee himself. He'll be in action tomorrow. 5 minutes of stoppage time, 5 minutes for AC Milan to get themselves back into this match. 1 goal down, goal scored in the first half by the now substituted Massimo Maccarone. Free kick for AC Milan on the right hand side. Gilardino, Inzaghi, Kaladze, Ambrosini inside the penalty. It's missed by everybody. Nesta's in the back of the net. It's an equaliser. Nesta on the volley in stoppage time has found an amazing goal. The ball from a free kick inside the penalty area. Players diving all over the place. It broke to Nesta on the volley. He somehow coordinated himself in time to find the roof of the net. Is 1-1. What a game we have here now. Will AC Milan go on to win it? With this momentum, they might very well do so. Siena players just throwing themselves at the ball, trying to block the runs of the AC Milan forwards. It broke to Nesta, and what a clean strike into the net. 47 minutes gone. Nesta has found the equaliser for AC Milan. Now it's Siena on the counter-attack. Stopped by Kaladze. Nesta, the goal hero, chips it forward to Ambrosini. Counter-attack now by AC Milan. Seedorf powering forward. Still Seedorf, caught from behind. It's going to be a yellow card for Freak. Is there a straight red card? Referee Banti has offered no explanation, but he has given a straight red card to substitute Mario Freak. Sliding tackle from behind, couldn't be described as dangerous. It was tactical, it was cynical, and has been rewarded with a red card. Siena will now finish his final 2 minutes of injury time with 1 man less. Injury time, which caused them all the pain last season, allowing AC Milan to find the winner from 3-3. AC Milan won 4-3. This year it was 1-0 to Siena. It's now 1-1. They're now down to 10 men, the home side, and AC Milan will push for the winner. Still 2 minutes to play of the 5 minutes of stoppage time. Nesta caught that time by another late challenge by Siena. They have paid the penalty for pushing too deep inside their own half for the entire second half, when in the first they did cause AC Milan problems when coming forward. Seedorf knocks it into the penalty area, headed away by Rossettini. Galoppa still challenging in midfield for Siena. Nesta lets it run through to Dida. He gives it to the goal hero Nesta. Unlikely goal hero Alessandro Nesta for AC Milan. Ambrosino jumps, out jump by Portanova. Brocchi gets the break of the ball. To be fouled at the edge of the penalty. Another free kick for AC Milan. Siena players now getting very uptight. Nervous reactions all round from the black and white team. They seem to be heading for their first 3 points of the season. Now 1 point is also at risk. Another free kick from a very similar position as to where AC Milan found the equaliser. Ambrosini will throw himself into the penalty area alongside Kaladze and the 2 frontmen, Inzaghi. And Giardino is more central. This time this free kick, will they go for a direct shot? Remember, there's Gurkov, Jankulovski and Seedorf, all with a powerful shot on them. Powerful and accurate enough. Will it be enough to get over the wall and past the goalkeeper Eleftheropoulos? Amazing stuff here in the final minutes of this match, into the final 30 seconds. It's Siena 1, AC Milan 1. It's a shot, it's off the bottom of the crossbar, underside of the crossbar from the free kick of Seedorf. Was it over the goal line? We'll never know. The goal has obviously not been given. It's still 1-1 here. That was almost a sucker punch for Siena. Ambrosini, the ball is out of play. It will be a throw-in for Siena. What a strike by Seedorf. And it rattled the underside of the crossbar. Eleftheropoulos was beaten once again. It came back out, and the referee has blown the final whistle. What an end to this match. It's finished Siena 1, AC Milan 1. Siena took the lead in 24 minutes with a blunder in defence between Dida and Kaladze. Macaroni took full advantage, and he took the ball into the back of the net. 1-0 to Siena at half-time. Second half, Yarolim cleared off his own goal line from an Ambrosini attempt. And then on 47 minutes into stoppage time, Nesta on the volley found the equaliser. Frick was then sent off for Siena, and in the dying seconds it was Seedorf who hit the underside of the crossbar, but Siena have held on. Here it's finished, Siena 1, AC Milan 1. Join us tomorrow for further Serie A coverage. Thank you very much.